Good morning, I'm Nick Leatherland from the Pegasus Property Group, and I'm just going to do a quick video on basically lettings systems and sort of spreadsheets and check-off lists that you can carry out to run your business more efficiently. So this is my new boy, Floyd, who's a bit boisterous. I think he wants to go for a run around, so I'll let him go. So yeah, this video, I don't want to keep it too long, make it nice and short, but basically I wanted to talk about different systems that you can put in place to run lettings and HMOs more effectively as well. HMOs are very kind of management heavy, and I think that's why a lot of letting agents like to shy away from doing HMOs, basically because there's a lot of regulations involved. There's a lot of extra management, time-consuming things that you have to do, which for some people it's a little bit. We like to do single lets. We like to do single lets because they're nice and easy. We understand how it works. There's not as many regulations in place. When it comes down to doing house shares and HMOs, all of a sudden, you've got all these building regs involved. If they're licensed HMOs, you've got to do smoke alarm checks. You've got to sign for those things. There's a lot of responsibility and a lot of accountability in managing HMOs that a lot of normal letting agencies they kind of shy away from it. If you imagine somebody who works 9 till 5, they're just on the payroll. They're not really interested in all this extra management. It's just kind of time consuming for them. I think they see it as a bit of a waste of time and a bit of a waste of money. And the occasional letting agency that does do HMOs, they tend to charge a lot higher sort of percentage than they normally would. And they don't do it to a very good standard either. So, I started my own company, Pegasus Property Group, and we've got Pegasus Property Lettings and Pegasus Property Development. And I'm only going to focus on the letting side of the business in this video. So, I had my own HMO portfolio, and like a lot of other HMO landlords, I was scared of giving my investment to, a kind of incompetent letting agency. Where they can't even handle single lets very well, let alone a HMO. How could they do it? I just couldn't see how there was a way ahead where I would feel comfortable giving my babies over to a complete stranger who could potentially cock it up and cost me thousands of pounds. So I always took the mentality, which was, if you want to do it properly, you got to do it yourself. But obviously, as a property investor and an entrepreneur. You want to be able to delegate things away as much as possible so you can grow your company and you can make more profit. So if you get trapped in this cage of, I've got to do everything myself, I can't afford to get other people to do it for me, or I don't trust them to do a good job. They haven't got my vision, they haven't got my dream. So that can be quite hard to try and sell that onto people. And I hear that all the time from people saying, oh, I want to get a property manager in to manage my portfolio, but I don't trust them. They don't do a very good job. I've had bad experiences in the past from taking people on, and they weren't very good. And I think what it all comes down to is if you put the correct systems in place to allow them to do their job to a high standard and consistently as well, then there's no excuses. If you go to somebody and say, right, here's a check-off list that I want you to fill out every single time you move a tenant into a property, go through each step by step, check-off list, doing them, then what's the excuse if they miss out something on that check-off list? They don't do it. It's as simple as that. Why did you not do your job? I gave you a check-off list to do. Why did you not do your job? Because you couldn't be bothered, because you're incompetent. Then you find somebody else who is bothered and is competent. But if you allow people the freedom to kind of just do what they want, they will just do what they want. And if you start blaming them, saying they're not doing their job properly, it's kind of your fault really. You're the one that's supposed to be running the business. You're the one that's supposed to be teaching people how to do their job. So it's not the student's fault, it's the teacher's fault. So if you put systems and guidelines into place that your staff can follow, there really is no excuse. So let's talk practically now about how we can actually do that. So I'm just going to bring up, obviously you won't be able to see this, but I'll put it up on the screen. I'm just going to bring up one of the check-off lists that we go through for basically from carrying out a viewing. For somebody inquiring about a property and us booking them in for a viewing right to the move-in, we go through this check-off list. So I'll just open it up. Okay, so my property manager, this spreadsheet. So my property manager will fill this spreadsheet out every single time he moves, he gets a tenant that's interested. Now, it's a bit of a waste of time for him to, every single time someone rings him up and says, can I have a look at a room? It's a waste of time for him to go and fill this spreadsheet in. He uses a management software where he can input that viewing, so he can't forget that it's going to happen. It reminds him of the viewing, etc., etc. So once that person's actually carried out the viewing and they like the room, then we go on to this check-off list, which is, so you put the tenant's name in, the address of the property they're interested in. They carry out an application form. Now, we send all of our application forms through a document sign-in bit of software, so we can email that to them. They can fill it out and sign it and return it to us electronically. So that's really quick and easy. We take the ID off of them as well, so we get their ID. Our agent will literally take a photo of their ID during the viewing using quick scan on his phone, so he can then scan that into a PDF and upload it to Dropbox, which is where we store all of our files. Dropbox is a cloud-based system, so that's got everything on it. Then we carry out a reference check. We use a third-party company for that. Costs £14 per go. We check their right to rent. That's very important. That's a legal requirement now. We then take their deposit or rent off of them. So, if we take a deposit, then the deposit needs to be secured. We agree the move-in date. Yes, that's done. And then we go on to the contract being signed, so the AST gets signed. So now we've set a move-in date and we've got a contract signed and we've got their rents off them. You can see this is all going in a step-by-step process, slowly moving towards the day they actually move in. So they move in, inventory is done. We also put out a box of chocolates or a bottle of wine with a little Pegasus greetings card that says "Welcome to Pegasus." It's a nice little extra touch that we put on top. So that's even got a check off bit on it as well. Make sure the agent's actually gone round there and put the wine there ready to go for when the day they move in. Bedding, towels, ensuite packs. So yeah, we do bedding in the properties. So we make the beds. We put towels out. If it's an ensuite, we put shampoos in there and toilet paper. It all looks very presentable, and we charge for all of these little extras as well. So when our agent actually carries out a viewing, all the stuff's there, all the rooms are dressed, and we normally have a little price list just sat on the bed. And we just point out the fact that if you would like this bedding, you'd like this towel, you'd like this ensuite package, an extra charge. So yeah, welcome pack. So they get issued with a welcome pack when they move in, which has just got details of the local area, where the nearest restaurants are, the bus routes, how much taxis should cost per mile, all that sort of jazz. There's a little bit of stuff on there about the property as well, how to use the washing machine, how to use the dryer, how to use the thermostat. Just really basic things, some house rules. We've even gone as far as getting vouchers from local businesses, so like beauty salons, them sort of places. A lot of our tenants are female, so that's quite a nice little touch. We can also get discounts on gym memberships. And that's very easy to do. You just go into a gym or a beauty salon or a restaurant or whatever, and you just say, yeah, I run a company, I've got X amount of tenants in my, that I manage. It'd be very easy for me just to slip your kind of voucher in a welcome pack, and you get a bit of business, and it makes me look good because I'm delivering this better quality service, etc. So the moving and check off list, that's a completely separate list. So that will be things that the agent will do. So it's things like checking the smoke alarm system, carbon monoxide alarms, showing them how to use appliances, showing them the house rules, just showing them around, and then at the very end, moved in, yes, complete. So check off list, start to finish, moved in, spreadsheet complete. So, and then we have a survey carried out as well, and that's normally within a week of them moving in the property. We email them a survey which just says, it's just tick boxes. You can add a comment in at the bottom as well, but it's very simple. Takes like 30 seconds to complete. And it's just kind of, can you leave us a review on Facebook? Do you know what I mean? If you're happy with the service, etc. And me managing this business, I'm able to just log onto Dropbox and open this file and just look and see, and I can cross-reference this with the management software to make sure that every single person that moves in our properties goes through this check-off list. And that just allows the standards to be at high quality at all times. So our standards can't drop. So we literally use check-off lists and spreadsheets for everything. So if I go into the move-in check-off list that I just spoke about, so yeah, smoke alarm tested, thermostat, radiators, how to operate washing machine and dryer, how to operate the oven, the fire blanket location, what to do in case of a fire, what numbers to ring in case of emergencies, where the gas and electric meters are. They're just basic things that we point out. We've got a check-off list that the cleaner does. So whenever the cleaner comes around to clean a property, she does communal areas. She'll go through a check-off list, which will be check light bulbs, check under the sink if there's any leaks, anything untoward, any damage in communal areas that we weren't aware of. And our agent will carry out inspections anyway. But the point is that the cleaner's there every single week, and she even cleans some people's bedrooms as well, and she does their linen and linen and laundry and ironing shirts. And some of our tenants are kind of doctors and stuff, and they pay top quality rents, so they pay a little bit extra on the side to have this extra service. Now you might be kind of thinking, I'm almost running HMOs, like kind of service accommodation or like a hotel, and that's exactly what we're doing. We want the agent to meet the tenant on the day of moving and carry their suitcase in for them, take them to their room. Here's your room, here's your bedding, here's your towel, this is how the house works, enjoy your stay, here's a bottle of wine / box of chocolates, or a bottle of water, depending on the kind of background of the person. We make a judgment call on that. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we get it wrong, but at the end of the day, they could just go and give that bottle of wine to somebody else in the house and make friends, or, do you know what I mean? So it's the thought that counts. A lot of people just appreciate you going that little extra distance, instead of just thinking of tenants as, a headache and they just complain all the time. Tenants are your customers. You should treat them and cherish them, because they're the people that are the lifeline of your business. So yeah, treat your HMO business like a real business, not just property investment where you just get rooms, and it's not going to work in the long term, is it? HMO is becoming quite saturated now. You need to up your game. You need to. The beautiful thing about HMOs is that you have the creativity and the movement of the freedom to actually come up with these little ideas. Box of chocolates and wine with a card, the bedding and the towels and the ensuite packs. We make all money off this, don't get me wrong. We pay a cleaner X amount of money and we charge a bit more. We're making money off of this. We're charging for the bedding, we're charging for all these little extras. We're generating revenue from it, but it makes us look good as well because we're offering this service. It's not for free. We're in here to make money. It's a business. And I'm in Stoke-on-Trent, and Stoke-on-Trent's not thought of as the nicest of cities or whatever, but I'm telling you now, I'm getting good rents for my rooms, and the houses aren't expensive either. So our yields are absolutely massive. Our ROIs are crazy good. So I see the market slowing up at some point. I'm trying to better position myself to do HMO management and sort of create a service that I can offer to people. So I'm trying to diversify as a business and a person as well. So hopefully you found this video interesting. I've got a lot more that I can talk about regarding systems and all them sort of things. I've really just, this is like the tip of the iceberg really. I'm going to put the spreadsheets up on screen so you can see what I was talking about. And if you want to see more videos and more subjects that I can talk about that you might find interesting, please let me know. And please visit our website, www.pegasuspg.com, and also check out our Facebook page. I can't remember what the link is off the top of my head, but if you just go on my profile, it'll be under where I work. There's Pegasus Property Lettings and Pegasus Property Developments. So just have a look and like our pages, please. And we are on Twitter as well, and Instagram and all that jazz. Cheers, bye.